Scrappy family, Amanda here. Today we are going to work on finishing out the character breakfast photos that I have from our trip in July 2023. So right now I just have a one-page layout that I'm going to work on of some pictures that we took with Minnie. So Minnie didn't walk around to the tables. You had to go to her for Chef Mickey. So I'm going to work on these. I've already done two double-page layouts on this particular breakfast. So now I'm going to just finish it out by doing this one-page layout. So let's get into it.
For this layout, we're going to use a piece of pattern paper for our background. Instead of my typical white American Crafts cardstock, I'm using a sheet of paper from one of the Echo Park Disney-themed collections. For the layout, I'm going to use a variety of Disney pieces from several collections, as well as using up some of my scraps. This yellow polka dot paper is a scrap that I'm going to use as an inner mat for my 4x6 photo, my horizontal 4x6 photo. So I cut it down to 4¼ by 6¼ and then I pull out a red piece of cardstock to do an outer mat for a second time on that photo. So I cut this mat down to be 4½ by 6½. I have a postcard that they gave us at the breakfast that I wanted to layer this photo block on top of. I have two vertical 4x6s and our main horizontal 4x6 photo as well. Now I'm working on the design of the page, how I want my photos to be arranged on the layout. I have these two vertical photos on the far right, and then I have the postcard and our horizontal photo. I'm going to also utilize this large die cut that I received in a swap, so I want to make sure to utilize her on this page.
Okay, so I think more or less this is the format that I'm going to pick for the layout. The pictures themselves are really, really dark because of the background. It was black. So I don't love these pictures, to be honest, but I want to make sure to document that we were able to take pictures with Minnie as well. So I'm not going to put any journaling on here because the journaling we already did in the other two layouts. So I don't feel compelled to do that here, but I am, I'm thinking this is what we're going to do. And then I'm going to bring out this Simple Stories Say Cheese Main Street and use several of the embellishments from this page, this 6x12 chipboard sheet onto the page just to bring it out a bit. And then
after looking at the layout design, I decided that I'm going to cut down our vertical photos. There's just so much dark space around it, and I want to alleviate some of that. Now, these photos I had previously printed already, so I didn't want to print them again. So I'm just trying to cut them down to a size where I won't lose too much of the images within the photo. So that's what I'm doing here. They're going to end up getting cut to be about 3½ by 4¼ so not exactly 3x4, just a little bit larger. I wanted to make sure that we kept as much of the focal points of the images as possible, so I'm just cutting them down here, and then of course I want the two photos to be even, so I'm going to cut those and add them to the layout here. Then I'm gonna put down our postcard that we got from the breakfast. It has all of the signatures on it from the characters that were there: Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Minnie, and Pluto. So I'm going to add that down. And then our mat for the horizontal photo is actually a 5x7 as well. So the red mat. So I'm going to ink up the edges of my paper. I end up going with black, even though there's so much black in the layout. I did want to tie that through. So I'm inking the edges here of this yellow piece of paper and then the red paper as well, because we want them to, blend together. Then I'll adhere the photo on top of the yellow pattern paper and then the yellow pattern paper on top of the red pattern paper, or excuse me, the red cardstock. And then we'll put that down on the page. So here I am just fussing around with this large mini die cut. It really is a substantial size, but I want to make sure to utilize it on this layout because it is just perfect. So I play around with that a little bit to decide where I'm going to use it. It's a non-negotiable for me. It has to end up on this layout. After I do that, I realize that the horizontal or the vertical photos then kind of get a little lost on the layout. So then I decide that I'm going to back those as well in that same red cardstock to bring it through. I go ahead and I ink the edges of the red photo mats with the same black quick quotes ink just to keep it all consistent. And then I line up our photos to match the top and bottom of the postcard and the upper photo mat. I decide that I'm going to pop up my mini head. You guys know I love dimension, and I put her kind of like a connector of all of the photos together. Then I break out this Simple Stories 6 by 12 embellishment, and I'm just popping out some things that I think are appropriate for the layout. I pop out these chipboard letters that spell fun, a bow with polka dots, a bottle with a straw in it, some balloons, and a saying that says "say cheese." And I just scatter those around. They are chipboard, so I'm going to break out my liquid glue to adhere them to the layout to ensure that, they stay on there and they don't move. So we're going to do that and just overlap it a little bit to the tops of some of the photos. I really enjoy being able to mix and match my Disney collections. It really does allow for your product to stretch and go a long way, and allows you, the creativity to document your memories how you wish.
Okay, we're gonna call this page done. We have added down all of the embellishments. I popped up this die cut mini head with bow. I added some chipboard pieces with liquid glue from the ephemera, the chipboard sticker sheet. And that's it. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm not going to add any journaling to this because I've already done 4 pages total for this. So this will be our 5th page documenting our character breakfast. So I'm really proud of myself for being done with this character breakfast. I did not think it was going to take that many layouts to do, but I'm glad to have everything documented. I'm super excited. Hannah says hi, everyone. I hope that you are able to do something creative to make yourself proud today as well. As you see, this was a super quick layout. It came together rather quickly. It only takes a handful of minutes to sit down and get something done. So again, I hope you're able to do something creative to make yourself proud today, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.